Whether the world admits it or not, there's a clear difference between masculinity and femininity. Since women are mostly feminine, the polar opposite is often what they desire the most and creates the deepest level of attraction. You see, masculinity is an inherent trait of men, and since men are the stronger and more dominant, women tend to flock toward men for protection and to be provided for. This means that the more masculine traits you have, the more desirable you become. But certain masculine traits are more desirable to women, and understanding which of these traits you need to focus on will change your desirability in the dating game significantly. So without wasting your time, let's look at the most desirable masculine traits women simply can't resist.
Fearlessforge.
Number 1. It's all about presentation. You see, the notion that a man is ugly is something that rarely translates directly to their physical appearance, and more often than not refers to the way they carry themselves. Instead of focusing on looks, women focus on how a man presents himself to the world. This means that someone who doesn't dress to emphasize their strongest assets will go unnoticed, and many of their flaws will be shown. This means that you should invest some time and effort into choosing your style and making sure you look good. Number 2. Your scent matters. They call a scent the subtle art of flattery, and one of the first things that women notice about a man is the way they smell. You've probably seen many TV ads where a man uses some form of cologne and women flock to him, and this isn't as far from the truth as you might think. You see, your smell will be the first thing she notices before you even introduce yourself. It can boost your attractiveness by about 5 on the attraction scale. It'll instantly grab the attention of women and should be one of the first things you choose to invest in. Number 3. Charisma. The next important thing women notice is the way you start talking to them. This tells them whether or not you have charisma and if you have confidence in what you say. You see, charisma is the subtle addition that we use when we communicate with people and shows the type of person you are. The most charismatic individuals can command the attention of crowds, which shows influence and power, but it also shows they're comfortable speaking. To become truly desirable, you need to focus on your charisma and ensure that you can stimulate women when you speak. To practice charisma, you might need to go outside and talk to more people while learning how to integrate humor into conversations. Number 4. Intelligence is a big turn-on. Many men find themselves doom-scrolling or watching movies that do absolutely nothing to enhance their intelligence. Once they get into a conversation with others, they quickly run out of things to say. Women, on the other hand, build attraction by conversation, and they desire a man with a good understanding of the world. Since men are supposed to be the more logical of the two species, you should be able to intelligently navigate the world. You'll notice that this keeps her engaged and interested for much longer, which leads to the desirability of her feminine nature. Now, you don't need to become Albert Einstein, but knowing a few topics is more than enough to pique her curiosity. Number 5. Mystery. This might be cheating a bit since every person on Earth is attracted to mystery, and this is something that can keep most people hooked. However, women tend to fixate on things they don't know or understand. Instead of playing all your cards and revealing everything about yourself, you'll notice that you hold the attention of women far longer when you drip feed them information. This will create curiosity, and they can even become obsessed with it. Being slightly more mysterious will make you seem more interesting, and you're bound to hear phrases like, "I just can't figure him out," or "there's something to him and I simply can't put my finger on it." Both these things will keep her invested. Number 6. Being in shape can help. You might think that this is contradicting, as looks don't truly matter, but they do. However, they don't matter in the sense that you think, and while being eye candy is never a bad thing, it shows strength and discipline. You see, it takes time and effort to get into shape, and since women are creatures that look beneath the surface, this is what they will see. She'll also notice that you look strong, which means that you can offer protection. Once again, you need to understand that protection is one of the traits women desire. Number 7. Empathy. You're often told that showing your emotions to women is a sign of weakness, and while this is true, showing empathy toward others is something that women can respect and admire. In fact, empathy is one of those subtle cards you have in your arsenal that shows that you're a good person to others around you. Now, you don't need to help every homeless person, but showing that you care about things that truly matter will be highly attractive. Number 8. Being purposeful. If you're simply floating through life like a raft on the water, you'll notice that women easily ignore you and don't have any respect for you. Since women tell men they want to be the number one priority, men neglect their purpose in life. However, a driven man is far more attractive, and women can see that you're on your way to achieving great things. This gives off a different kind of energy that women find highly desirable. Number 9. Independence. Nothing is more frustrating to women when they are dating a man who is dependent on others. You see, they might show empathy at first, but she desires a man who can care and provide for her and the family. However, men only learn this when it's almost too late in life and they have to settle for something they don't truly want. You see, women love a man who can be independent independent and provide for himself with excess. This shows that he has enough for her and her kids. Keep in mind that this also means relying on yourself for making decisions and trusting your decisions once they're made. Number 10, being generous. Now, don't get this wrong, but women love a man who can shower her with gifts and give her a few surprises along the road. This doesn't mean you should try to buy the person with gifts and dates, but rather choosing moments to spoil her. You see, generosity is also a sign that a man has enough resources to provide for those around him. So if you can afford it, you should try to be generous, but not only with your money, you can do this with your time as well. Number 11, persistence. Persistence is a double-edged sword that can either go in your favor or it can hurt you. However, women love a man who keeps on pursuing his goals and focuses on every method at his disposal to achieve them. But you should understand that persistence doesn't mean you should constantly pursue women. This can be frustrating and off-putting for her. She'll naturally gravitate towards you if you have a never-give-up attitude and continue to pursue your goals regardless of failure and obstacles. Number 12, loyalty is very important. One thing that the modern era keeps on pushing down the throats of young men is that you should only be loyal to yourself. However, loyalty is one of those traits that shows a woman that you're truly reliable. Now, keep in mind that your loyalty should be matched with loyalty from the other person, and this does apply to the women in your life. However, it will speak volumes of your character and masculinity if you remain loyal to your close inner circle when you pursue a woman. You see, many men tend to push their friends and family away when they enter a relationship. The problem with this is that you become solely dependent on the other person for your social interactions, and this can also create codependency. While many women would want you to put them first, they want to know that there's a line, and when someone you truly hold close to you does call you, you'll show them loyalty. Biologically, this also shows the woman that once you have kids, you'll remain loyal and often sacrifice some of the pleasures life gives you to remain loyal to the family. Number 13, familial relations are important. You see, your family is an important part of who you are, especially those that you remain close to. When you first meet a woman and you start dating, she'll analyze and judge the interactions between you and your family. Being chivalrous is a very important trait, and she'll see how you treat your elderly parents and close siblings. By showing an adequate amount of respect for these people, you'll win over many hearts and minds, which also makes you more attractive. Keep in mind that as people age, they often become more fragile and will need assistance. So regardless of how it makes you look in public, refuting some of your pride is a great way to get women to respect you and see you as masculine. Number 14, confidence ties it all together. By applying all of these steps, you'll become a much better person in the eyes of women. However, doing this only to impress them will be fake and seem shallow. The one crucial element that ties all of these traits together and makes you seem masculine is confidence. So it's important that you apply all these traits to your personality and try to improve on them, but remember to do so with confidence. By dialing it back and focusing on things like loyalty, persistence, confidence, and charisma, you'll automatically become more attractive to most women. However, adding a few additions like taking care of yourself and being mysterious will push you over the top on the masculinity scale. But the dating world is incredibly tough to navigate, so you should check out a few of our other videos to become the best version of yourself.